it's really difficult for me as a labor economist in this country to say there is a labor shortage here. While,
Michelle, you can't say it. You can't say the phrase. We're not saying it. It's not allowed. Call it something else.
Thanks. While I will acquiesce and say there may certainly be regional variations in this regard, right? The fact is that the number of people in the labor force compared to February of last year, when the effects of the pandemic really began to slam the American workforce, it's down by 4.6 million people, nearly 5 million people. There are also over a million, from 1.3 to 1.6 million people in this country who say they are prevented from looking for work due to the pandemic. That could be childcare concerns, that could be other familial care concerns, that could be, fear of exposure to the virus and bringing that back to their families and their communities. There could be a number of reasons why, these over a million people report that they are prevented from looking for work due to the pandemic. But the issue is that clearly we have not gotten the pandemic completely under control. So from my perspective, there are people out there who are able, willing, and can work if, number one, they are provided, the right protections in their jobs in terms of exposure to the virus. Number two, if they are paid enough to be able to afford healthcare for those workers and their families who have children, right? So there is, from my perspective, there is not, in the aggregate, I will say that, in the aggregate, there is not a labor shortage. What there is a shortage of, and this is something you've already said, Janelle, there's a shortage of good paying jobs. There